Are we back? We back? We good? Are we we're actually back? Okay, fuck. I'm not even gonna complete my thought then, because I've been interrupted twice now. Basically, in summation, I hate the trope where you make elite badasses that are supposed to be elite badasses, and then they die to wacky shit because haha, it's funny. You know? That's stupid. That's stupid to do. That's dumb. I'm glad that, for example, Star Wars removed the scene where the Wampas kill a stormtrooper, because that would be stupid, you know? I don't like that in Half-Life 1 we see Marines dying to head crabs. I don't like that we see them dying to fauna. Maybe a casualty or two, but like constantly gets old to me. It gets old. Was that just an alien flying machine? I do not remember the aliens having planes. Is that new? Is that only in Black Mesa? That was there before? Are you sure? I do not remember that. Man, when do we see the Marines getting their ass kicked? I thought it was supposed to be by now. Because we already saw the Gargantua, and it already beat the shit out of them. Really? I didn't know that the aliens had flying machines. Ow. Well, yeah, I mean, okay, so that goes, I guess, even further to what I was saying earlier.
Somebody help me. I'm dying out here. Please. Help me. Ah!
Blood loss detected.
Huh. I guess you can't kill the snipers? Is it a nade or something? Nade? Dude, I can't nade for shit though.
Please. Help me. Ah!
Yeah! Wait. What? Yeah! There we go. Did the scientist make it out? Did I save him? Whoa. Ha. I read the sign. Wait, what is that? Oh, that was a mine. Huh, okay. Thought that was a health pack. Son of a bitch.
Signs critical.
So anyway, I guess that goes into what I was saying earlier. The game actually does a pretty decent job of like scaling, so to speak. So like it starts off and head crabs and zombies are the baddest badasses. And then it's got like, oh, there's some bigger aliens, and then the Marines come in and the Marines kick everyone's ass, and you're like, oh fuck, the real bad guys are the Marines. And then the Marines fight the Gargantua, and you're like, oh shit, wait, that's much tougher than the Marines. And then some alien grunts are in the labs, and they can kill a few Marines, and they're not great, but they can still take out at least like 1.5 Marines each, right? And then I totally forgot about the flying machine, I guess. And then they've got a plane, and you're like, they have a fucking plane? And so it kind of like scales you upwards of being like, going from like, oh, we're in an alien world, to, wait, this alien world seems a little bit more organized, to, wait, this is actually an invasion. It's not just a random, like, teleportation accident. They're actually just invading us, to the Marines going from being, you know, totally in control and winning, to now the Marines are getting their ass whooped and kind of can't fight back, actually.
Blood loss detected.
Which I actually... That's why I think... Whoa. That's why I think of the two Half-Lives, that Half-Life 1 has a much better story, in my opinion.
Power 20%.
Okay, you know what? You can go fuck yourself, buddy. As soon as I learn to throw, you're doomed. Just you wait. One of these days. First try. I should go check that door. Twitch out, I haven't played Counter-Strike in like 20 years, and I'm not gonna relearn now. So if the grenades suck, then they're gonna keep sucking. Oh, okay, see, it's I don't know. Like, okay, honestly though, I just dislike... I just dislike how in Half-Life 1 the Marines are supposed to be these ultimate badasses, and it's not until later they're supposed to be shown losing, and the aliens actually, you know, turning the tide against them. So when you see them dying to like head crabs and what are they called, like bull squids or whatever, it takes away, in my opinion, thematically, it takes away from eventually seeing them lose, because they're already losing, right? So, like, what does it really matter? Like, you should get more scenes of them mowing down the aliens. Like, if I could rewrite Half-Life, I would put more scenes of them mowing down the aliens. There are a few portions where you see them mowing down the Vortigaunts. And that does kind of, like, lend credibility to them when you see them, you know, mowing down and destroying Vortigaunts and kind of looking unbeatable. But then you see them losing to, like, head crabs, and you're like, well... there's no actual super weeb and super fan. Ow. Just so you know, it puts a message in chat and it doesn't do anything else. So can you have both at the same time? Yeah. Something tells me I'm not getting up there.
You're heading for the Lambda complex, aren't you? I was heading there myself until I wound up here and, well, I simply lost my nerve. Take one look through that door and you'll see what I mean. I'm going to wait out the catastrophe in here. If you intend to go on, then I beg of you, for all our sake, proceed with extreme caution.
No, I think, honestly, I think a lot of games don't hype up their bad guys enough because you have to gun them down in mass, right? They don't get enough room to be shown as badasses because they just get gunned down, right? Can I turn voices up? I don't think I can, actually. No, these are all my options. But I feel like Half-Life games have a unique capability of showing their enemies as badasses, right? Like, why don't you have a few sections where, like, you can see the Marines, but you can't shoot at them, right? And you just have them, like, gunning down a bunch of aliens, right? Just working together and just totally mopping them up. And why don't you have a few of those before you fight them for the first time, so that you're kind of like... Do you want closed captions or subtitles, dialogue only? Probably subtitles, dialogue only. Yeah, like really hyped up baddies. Like, again, have a few sections where, like, after you've been dealing with these head crab zombies, after you've been dealing with the squid bowls, whatever the little doggy guys are, right? Imagine after you fight them, why don't you have a few sections of, like, you can see through glass that you can't break or something. You see Marines just, like, mopping up. You see, like, 4 or 5 Marines, and they just, like, mow down, like, 10 head crab zombies. Something like that, right? Like, hype them up. Be like, oh, yeah, the Marines are here, and they're kicking ass. They are destroying these things, right? Then later on, have them be fighting the Vortigaunts, and maybe they take a few casualties, but they're still kicking ass. And sure, the first Gargantuan, you're like, oh, fuck, wow, that thing killed a bunch of them. But, you know, as it happens here, nothing happens for a while, right? You don't really see anything, and you're like, oh, okay, I mean, that must be an anomaly. The Marines are back to kicking ass. And then, you know, the alien grunts are in the lab, and they can take out 3 or 4 Marines, and you're like, oh, that's rough, but okay. Then you see, like, the alien plane, and maybe it shoots down one of the Marine planes or so. I don't know. You get my idea? Yeah. So eventually, when the alien grunts and stuff are actually beating the Marines, it feels more like, oh, shit, you know, this went wrong.
Don't you agree?
You know, it'll feel more like a shift. It'll feel more like you kind of like it's not really affecting you because you're just fighting them normally.
Anyone else getting hungry?
But like you're at the point where you're like, man, the Marines really aren't kicking their ass anymore. I mean, you can even one-up it, for example. Have a section after you've killed the first tank, right? Have a section where you're watching the Marines and they have the tank, and the tank takes out the big guy, the Goliath or whatever its name is, I don't remember. And you're like, okay, the Marines are back on top, right? And then you have another section where maybe one of the big guys kills a tank. And you're like, oh, shit. And then you have another section where there's like 2 big guys and 5 grunts, and they're mowing down Marines. And you're like, okay, well, this is...
You're heading for the Lambda complex, aren't you? I was heading there myself until I wound up here, and, well,
I think that's just auto game ends. It looked like an auto game end.
I'm going to wait out the catastrophe if you intend to...
Okay, it auto game ends. Okay. Do you want Marines on top or aliens on top? What I'm saying is that they could more gradually show the Marines losing. So, like, okay, think about it like power creep. Think about it like Dragon Ball Z style, even, right? The Marines come out, and you just have Marines and shotgun Marines, right? And they're just kicking the aliens' ass. And the second thing is, in fact, really, they should delay the big guys until later on. It makes for a nice section, but, you know, whatever. So imagine the next section, you know, the next time you see the Marines, they're fighting... Well, I don't know how you could do it, because the alien grunts come in the lab. Well, I mean, you could just rewrite the whole thing to begin with, right? But imagine then you've got some alien grunts... Well, no, because they don't want the aliens to be seen as, like, organized until later on. I mean, just think about it as one-upsmanship. The Marines are winning, then there's a big alien. Then the Marines have a tank, and the Marines are back to winning. And then the aliens have the grunts and the big alien, right? And then it goes back to the Marines, and the Marines have, like, maybe they've got, like, a couple tanks and bazooka guys and, like, a front line, and they're still, like, holding it. But now they're kind of holding it, like, at the doors of the facility, so to speak, you know? Like, now they're not able to actually, like, push into the facility. And then the next thing you know, there's, like, the alien grunts are actually, like, overrunning checkpoints. And now they've got planes that are, you know, taking out the Air Force. Stuff like that, you know? Like I'm saying, it could be... It's decently well done. I do like it. You know? I do say it's got one of the best, or I shouldn't say best. It's got one of the better stories in gaming, and it's done very well because it's subtle and it's in the background, right? Like, you don't, if you're not looking for it, you won't notice it until you're actually, like, looking at it, you know? And you're like, wait, the Marines are starting to get whooped on. I'm just saying it could be done better. Okay, so if I shoot this stuff, it's an auto game end. I can't actually, yeah.
Lacerations detected.
And you have to remember, even for the people that don't like story, and they're like, I'm just here to shoot people, I don't like his story. Think about, like, how much better it is to shoot people if they're hyped up, you know? If you hate them, if, you know, they've been shown...
Emergency. User death imminent.
Well, how did it get behind me? When did it get behind me? Fuck off. Come at me. You know what? Fuck these face crabs. Huh. Oh, you gotta crouch jump. Okay, yeah, because in Half-Life, crouch jumping is a thing. Oh, come on! Fair enough. No, I'm actually really good at Half-Life platforming. Well, I used to be good. So... Whoop. What's the story to this game? It's kind of a generic... Oh, we're dead. What's the story? So, it's not like a unique or interesting story, I would say. It's kind of generic. What's interesting about it is how they tell it, I guess. So, teleportation, experiment goes wrong, aliens start invading. What did I hit? I'm just gonna click save here. Okay, so, the story is basically... Well, the story so far is basically... We go to do teleportation experiments. It goes wrong. Aliens start teleporting in. Marines come. Marines start invading and killing everyone. Then we find out that actually we've been going to the aliens' worlds for a while and have collected specimens, and that's about all we know so far. We've been going to their world for a while, unbeknownst to a lot of people, apparently. That the aliens aren't really something we didn't know about. That them... Yeah. Oh, I see. Is that supposed to be up there? Okay, I can't get in there. Sounds like the Doom plot. Yeah. I mean, realistically, if you really want to look at it, I mean... Okay, am I supposed to be over there or not? Oh. Okay, things are getting a bit fucky because I moved the barrel. Yeah, I mean, you have to remember the original Doom plot was kind of the same thing. But Half-Life is kind of an extension of that, in a way. They've got lots of characters, voice lines, like, people that aren't you who fight. I mean, that's something that a lot of people don't know. Like, Doom always would have, like, the dead Marines around, but you can never actually fight with the dead Marines or anything, you know? Nope. What am I on? What? You think break the bar? Takes me all like 3 seconds to kill myself and move on to its shit, so. So once again, we have another example of the aliens being a bit more organized than we thought. You know, with the whole dead alien grunt with advanced alien weaponry type thing. These suck a bit more than I remember.
My ass was cooked. Don't take this the wrong way, buddy, but you're the best thing I've seen all day. Okay, I'll cover you.
I guess the guards are getting magnums, so they stay a little bit more relevant, huh? Black Mesa graphics look better than Half-Life 2 Wii U. I mean, yeah. What'd you expect? Oh, okay, so here we should see...
Blood loss detected.
So here we see some alien grunts, and now we're, okay, other than the absurd Half-Life 1 stupid physics. Wow, that looks really dated. They really did not clean up that special effect, did they? So here we're seeing the Marines are starting to be incapable of really fighting them, and they have to have the aircraft airstrike the alien grunts to win. Everybody get it? That's what it's supposed to show.
Blood loss detected.
Wow, this sucks. Has this weapon always sucked this hard? Is that a... yeah, it is. Anyway, but you can see what I mean in a scene like this, right? That's one of the reasons I do like Half-Life 1, and I that's why my complaint is that it's not better, is because, I like it, I think it's well done, I just think it could be better. They very do much show this, like, if you pay attention, you see the small progression of the Marines kicking ass to the Marines getting their ass whooped, and that's why the whole, like, nuke at the end doesn't even really feel out of place. It feels actually pretty natural, the progression. God, those bombs look so dated. Oh my god. What? How much health and armor did I have that I'm just dead instantly? Is this weapon even good? I've used it a few times and I thought, eh. Oh, the aliens just totally kicked their ass this time. Does this kill, APC?